guys, Psychic here, and welcome back to another episode of Roguelike Adventures in Dungeons 2 with me. Hello, and look at our pretty castle in the background. I'm loving it more and more as time goes on. I wasn't sure about it at first, but it's so pretty. Anyway, in between episodes, I have done a little bit of work, and that little bit of work has to do with the interior. So as you can see, I have slapped a lantern here, and that is all I've done for exterior. I also finished the hole that I had down there. Anyway, but I did a little bit of the interior. I will say it is not entirely complete, but I don't think it is super rush as long as I have some place to sleep. And I have achieved that at the very least. So, just going in here, I have finished this little entryway. I think it's cute. It's a little tight, but you know. There will eventually be, like, armor on all these stands. I just haven't gotten quite that far. I'm trying to, like, minimize the decoration before I actually, like, have the rooms laid out, but you know. And my mom chose this flower, so we're gonna have a purple theme as well. I have to. But yeah, this is the little entranceway. I do like that because of the way that I decorated it, this door actually is not flush against the wall, which usually bothers me a lot, but because I have the items around it, it looks like it is. So I'm very happy about that. And then open these doors, and we're gonna walk into a grand, like, hallway, or a grand hall, whatever you want to call it. And I did punch some windows on the side here, which from the outside actually looks quite nice. I'm just debating on, do I put glass in it? Do I put iron bars? What do I do? I haven't gotten quite far with that. I think I'm going to do glass. Might be doing just like a colored glass, maybe white or light gray, something like that. But we'll see. Because we also got to remember there is going to be a wall here at some point. And if you're thinking, Psychic, hey, that's a problem with the windows because, you know, in medieval times that turns into a big old, like, security problem. I think I'm gonna put, like, water and then, like, a bunch of, like, spiky type pretty plants down here or something like that, so it's a little bit more difficult to get to that. But, yeah. That, or if I put, like, iron bars, it'll be fine. But regardless. So, to our right, we have our staircase going up, and then if we follow this way, I actually have a dining room set up, which I'm so proud of. It's took me like 2 hours. I don't know why. I was just very indecisive about the table, and then everything else fell into place once I figured out the table. But I have this, like, I love the blue that I have tied into everything. I love that the shelving here. So these are actual, like, shelves. I can put things on here if I wanted to. I just haven't yet because I don't have much to put in here. But I do have this pretty table. I use some juniper and the vexing archwood because that's the purple I'm going to be tying in. So we're going to have kind of like that black, white, gray, and then blue and purple. Like, those are going to be the main things. And then, of course, our tones are going to be spruce and dark oak because, of course, they are. But I also found these little mugs that I could put around, so I think that's cute. Put some books, and you can actually sit in these stools, which I love. So yeah, I think it's cute. I will say the only thing is these chandeliers. Don't look at them too hard. They are floating. There's nothing, like, I tried to look because it's from Decorative Blocks. There's nothing that I could find that's going to properly attach it to a ceiling. But regardless, this ceiling is actually spruce slab, so it wouldn't attach to it anyway. But I don't think, like, as long as you're not looking at it too hard, you're not going to notice. Because with the fire moving, it's like, oh, it's just obscuring the supports. So I think that looks great. And I'm really proud of the shield that so this is actually my old shield. I have a new one now. I was gonna put the one that's in my inventory in there, but it, like, slightly off-centers when it's in the frame for some reason. And I'm not sure why it does that, but this one doesn't, so I think that looks kind of cool there. The room that I have a door on, however, this is eventually going to be our kitchen, which makes sense, because dining room. And then if this is, like, kind of like a grand hall, kind of like hangout area, that's gonna make sense. I just haven't put the kitchen together yet because we do have a whole quest line when it comes to that, so I think we're going to do that together at some point. I did punch some windows in here because the dining room I don't think needs windows because since there's the great opening here, you can see the windows that way, so I think that allows this space to still be kind of bright. However, with the doors here, you don't have that, and I do feel like most rooms need windows. So I did a kind of a thing where it's, like, difficult to get in here. Now, you can jump through this window, but I might still do the same thing where it's, like, iron bars. And it's not iron bars, per se. If I do at decorative, there's these bar panels that might look a little better. I don't know. I haven't tested anything. but there's options. But I did make like a little pantry here, because this is actually the staircase right here, so I put a wall around it, and it left me this little corner, and I think the pantry's cute. And this kind of looks like a bloomin' herb. It's a flower. It's a white sea rocket, but it looks like an herb, so I'm happy about it. And we can actually put food and stuff in here at some point. But there is, like, cooking with blockheads, so that's all going to be in here at some point. On the second floor, I have absolutely nothing, but I do have a plan for in here. I think what I'm thinking in general, I don't want any bedrooms. All the bedrooms are upstairs. This is going to be kind of like a library sitting area, but for functionality, other than an enchantment table. I do think we're going to have this like like, what's the word? I wrote it down somewhere. I have a quest room. So so I know I'm very bad about, like, you know, setting up for quests. But I think it'd be a good idea, because if this is kind of like a library research room sort of thing, I can put up stuff like chests and things to kind of line up, helping me gathering materials and stuff, so that way I'm a little bit more prepared for us to do the things that we need to do. And if I do that, it kind of sets the tone of whatever we're going to be doing that day, so that way I don't get distracted and lost. So I think that'd be kind of cool for both functionality and looks. Anyway, going up to the third floor here, this is also another hallway. I do like the ceiling that I have. And I think up here will be more of like a trophy hallway, so there'll of course still be seats and like library-esque things, but I think up here we could put like mob heads or things that we think are really cool, dragon eggs maybe, stuff like that. I think that would be cool in here. This is going to be our guest bedroom because it's physically smaller due to the staircase. I have not finished the ceiling, don't worry about it. What I am most proud of, though, is our master bedroom. Just look at that. Look at it here. It's so cozy, and I love it. So I have a couple armor stands and stuff. I got the blue, light blue and cyan carpet. I was able to do this neat little bed thing here that I think is really nice, and I tied in the purple with the magenta. I have some books over here. This is just like a normal bookshelf, but I can put actual books in here at some point. But a little sitting area over here. I also have a sitting area over here. And these are actual like functional cupboards and cabinets. It's from Builders Crafts and Edition. I really think they're cool. But they act like it's like a vertical double chest. Those you don't run across those very often, so it's pretty cool. Sorry. But what I'm actually really proud of too is this banner. I made this all by myself. And I think this is gonna be kind of like our kingdom's flag. It was pretty simple to put together. There's no fancy like banner patterns or anything you gotta use. I think it's like 5 layers of stuff. Something like that. But I really like it. I think it's unique. I was looking up examples and stuff to see if I can get inspiration. I didn't see anything like this, because at some point I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna throw things together. But I'm really proud of it. So I think this is kind of what we're gonna go for our stuff. I just gotta get a lot more wool. I'm low on wool. But anyway, I can set my spawn here now. Because this is where we're going to live for the most part. Now, we're definitely going to be going back and forth between here and where our other stuff is, because this is not fully furnished. This is not a fully functional building yet. I don't have any of my stuff here when it comes to that, so we're definitely going to be going back home. But I think it's really cool what I've got going so far. There is also going to be a basement at some point, because there is, like, a huge hole. Okay, so I have a basement. I think we're going to have an entrance from the outside. I think that would be the best bet, but it's got to be like kind of that's the pantry. But it's got to be like highly guarded or something like that. So I think it's going to be more of like a secret entrance. We could do something with we have this, which is the back of our entrance, I think. Yeah. Or maybe I can do something with this, because I don't think I have access to framed stuff. No, I don't. So I can't do, like, a hidden thing. I don't know. That, or I'll just put something, like, in the pantry. Like a trapdoor type of situation. I think that might be our best bet. Because I could put an entrance... Well, that goes to the stairs. I can't do that. But I can maybe put, like, a trapdoor or something in the pantry. That might make a lot more sense, because it's like... You store food on basements in... old times, because it was colder down there. I think that makes sense. But anyway, but that's the castle so far. Egg. I have so many. Alright. No chicken? No chicken. Okay. I keep throwing the eggs. It's not going to stop. I have chickens everywhere. Anyway, but that was the list for that. Now I have this thing, I have plans. I do need to upgrade my graveyard still, but I'm not focusing on now. Now, I need to plan out my quests. I talked about the quest room in the library. We're gonna do the culinary kitchen. I do need to get my storage up, but that's probably gonna be the basement sort of thing. So, the basement and I think the guest room we have might be more of a storage room, but we'll see. We do need to find or work a little bit more on world exploration. And we've got a little list. But things have been completed. I have began the interior of the keep. That was my promise from last episode. We've done that check. I also got a new trinket. If we go look in here, now, I got treble hooks. So it means it gives me triple rolls from fishing. I'm not going to do it, but it's an option. And then I got a couple more in here. I just haven't done any of these because they're not that important to me, but I have the option to. I have space for it. And then learned pin quests. Some of y'all have been getting on to me about opening my quest book 6 billion times. I have learned to pin quests, so I've already pinned a couple. And if I click this auto pin, there we go. There's my list of things that I need to do. These are all in the world exploration, so I think for the last half of this episode, we're just going to go ahead and go back to our other home. Which we're going to have to name Old Home at some point. And I have set up a couple of the quests in here. So let's go down to this basement. Now, the first thing on my list is trinkets, and I'm actually going to have to open the quest book for this one, because all it is a checkbox task to talk about what trinkets are, and now I have to locate it. There it is. So, lost trinkets add more than 70 plus unlockable trinkets with different abilities and rarities. Trinkets are randomly unlocked when you do some activities like fishing, or like fighting enemies and bosses, trading, mining ores, cutting trees, and farming. Each activity has a rarity of unlocking trinkets. Example, killing bosses has a better chance than normal enemies. You can access the trinkets, blah blah blah. There's also countless amount of curios or baubles which have their own slot in your inventory, each with unique different ability or properties. So cool. So that's what I was talking about. I got the trinkets, which is neat. I leveled up in farming once again. So cool. So that does that. And what's cool is as soon as you do the quest, it unpins it. So now it's no longer in my list. So our next thing is a small arrow quiver, which I believe is this thing. I have a chest. These are all recipes. I have to remember what they're for. But I do know that this... Oops. I do know that this one is for the small arrow quiver. So let's see if I can remember, because I just took it apart because I'm not... What's that? I can make a belt. Great. That's not what I needed. Hang on. I believe it was like this. Yay! Small arrow quiver. So contains... I could put arrows in here. Backpack full of armor, require arrow quiver and bolt quiver. So I could put hasty small arrow. I have arrows. Cool. Oh, it even puts it on there. That's neat. Holds 4 stacks, 5 arrows. So can I put my others? So here's the thing. I can't actually use these arrows, I don't think, because I have to have an enchanter's bow. I don't have an enchanter's bow, so I'm going to put those away because those are just taking up space for me. So I do need to make more arrows. But what's cool, though, is we actually have this fletching table. And this makes 6 arrows with the normal arrow recipe versus the 4. So, neat. But I'm going to put that here. Our next thing that we're going to make... I'm not going to do the whole list in order. I do have a bunch of things set up for the nomadic dreams. So I'm going to grab this corner. And this is going to set up a base upgrade for backpacks, I believe. Yeah, upgrade base. And then the first one that we want is going to be a crafting upgrade. Doot doot. Doot doot. Crafting upgrade. Yay! And then we're also going to want a auto smelting upgrade. So we needed the base upgrade. We're going to do a smelting upgrade. So it's going to be this. It's always going to be a challenge if I remember what I was looking at. So there's the smelting upgrade, which apparently was a quest as well. I don't know. And then you have auto smelting. So I believe this was set up weird. Aha! Auto smelting. Neat. So these are actually going to go, which also, if you've noticed, I now have a total of 3 backpacks, because I have the Hardy Gold backpack that I've been using, and now I have these 2, which I'm using for decorating and building. So I have a building pack, and I have a decor pack. They're both gold, so they hold a lot of stuff. I've also color-coded them. This makes my life a lot easier, because it makes it easier to organize my inventory, so... but that means I could also upgrade those at some point. But I think for the crafting one, I'm just going to put it in this one, because that makes it where I don't have to have the book bag in my inventory. I can just now craft here, which is wonderful. Back to backpack. Backpack settings. Oh, there's backpack settings. Allow selecting slots that remember the contents only allow matching stack. Ooh. I need to look at that at some point. Anyway, but we can do that. We also have an auto smelting upgrade, so it smelts in an upgrade tab, automatically pushes items. So if I ever like went mining, I can actually have it auto smelt the items that were in my backpack. So I think I'd have a separate backpack for that. So the last thing in the Nomadic Dreams is a sack. And my problem is with this one is that it's requiring me to have flax. And I don't know how to get that. I think there's something called wild flax. But oh, I do have flax seeds. Oh, I'm stupid. Hang on. I got bone meal. Wait. Why am I dumb? I literally didn't bother to look, because I just figured I didn't have them. Hang on, is it nighttime? No. How do I plant flax? Oh. Look at me go! Okay. I'm just dumb, don't worry about it. So, what do I need? I just need 8. Well, that lives there. I'll just take some extra. Okay, that lives there now. Never mind, I'm just dumb. I can make a sack. Okay. This is what I'm talking about me not being prepared for stuff. So I just need 8, and I think I need a piece of string. Knit and or 7. Sack. Cool. I don't know what the sack does. Oh. Okay, that's fun. I like that. So it's another form of inventory. Now, since I have access to these backpacks, I'm not going to really need this as much, but I do think that's also, like, a cool, like, decor item. Maybe that can go in my kitchen. Guess who's going in the decor pack? Go in there. How do I... Ah. Okay, cool. Neat, 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 neat. Okay. So, we have that now, so that actually means I can claim these quests. So that... Ooh, cake. So, encourages me to different playstyles, so you don't help you with that, though it takes time to gather them all, but I got them. Air Quiver gives us a lockbox, and I think that's the only 2 we've done so far, which is great. Let's open this lockbox. That gave me a book. What's in the treasure chest? Iron. Neat. Anyway, I don't want to sit here and organize too much, but I also got a golden apple, and I'm going to put the cake upstairs. Oop. Okay. Back down. Because we're not done quite yet. I need to stop opening the quest book. So, I think the next thing that I have in here is an iron-clawed gauntlet. And that's the last thing that I've gathered by hand. So, I think... yeah. So, weaker than iron tools, but breaks all block types. So, this is something we can use for digging. And it says, when equipped in a curious slot, applies while digging without a tool. When equipped in a curious slot, the effective efficiency is reduced. Alright. And it's mining level stone. But that's neat. So we can actually claim that quest as well. So I think what it's saying is, so I can't, like, you see how slow that is? If I put this in a slot, if I can find out which, there we go. Yeah, you see how much faster I'm breaking that now? So that's cool. So that means I can use my hands a lot more often. If I accidentally break a tool, I can get through things a little bit quicker. That's good. So let's see. Now, I did those. Now, I do have a couple quests in here that I have marked, but I haven't done the material gathering. But I think it's because those are on the easier ends. And I should already have everything, I just didn't do it. So, like, one of the things it wants is a smoker, which is just some logs and a furnace. So, I have logs, and I have access to make a furnace. So, and then boop, boop, smoker. And this can also go into our future kitchen as well. Next thing would be a smithing table. Which actually, I don't know. I can make this. It's just iron and some wood. So again, wood, and then iron, and then boop and boop. Smithing table. Now we need a bench saw. Bench saw. Which that's just some iron and some smelted stone. These are all vanilla Minecraft things I never make. Grindstone. I think I've told y'all before, I don't actually, or I haven't actually played a lot of the newer Minecraft updates. I'm very outdated when it comes to that sort of stuff, which I know is not a good thing, but I am. I need a stone slab. Do I own one? No, but I can make one. Grindstone. And then the last thing would be a cartography table, which this can go into my library. Cartography. So this is made with paper and a thing of wood. I'm just choosing wood at random. Why am I crouching? I don't know. Cartography. Neat. So that does that quest line here, which is the humble accommodation. Oop, oop, oop. I don't know. Hang on. I was looking earlier about... Ooh, got more cupboards. So that should have introduced me to the things I've already got. I want to get a diamond pickaxe, a gathering. So I need to upgrade my gathering. So let's go ahead and... There it is. We'll do gathering. Where am I in gathering? I'm at 32, so if I want to start using diamond tools, I have to get up to 40. That's okay. This is all... What does this look like? Ooh, it's kind of like a fireplace. Fireplace might be an idea. Alright, this is going to all go in my decor. Alright. Neat. So those are those tools. Now I do have flint shears. Flint shears, which are just 2 pieces of flint, but I think I did a problem where I don't have any flint. I do have gravel. Now, could I craft gravel into flint? No. Wants the mesh. Okay. So, because that's the other quest, if I actually go take a look at it. So, it's you can acquire flint more efficiently with fiber mesh, craft flint shears, and cut some grass to make mesh, then you can sift gravel to get flint. So, I need flint to get flint. This is not the efficient way. Oop, there's one. Just need one more. There we go. Flint shears. And then it said I can cut grass, right? It's dark. Let me sleep. Okay. Because it was that and just some sticks, right? So now I have a crafting upgrade in my backpack. I gotta remember that now. So I can actually just go out here, gather my materials, and then craft in the field. Like a proper person. Go craft in the field. So if I go out here, is it just... Does it have to be normal grass? Do I not know how to read? Craft flint shears and cut some grass to make mesh. Okay, so it just wanted me to, because you can craft it. At least that's what I assume. Oh, no. Short grass. That's not what I wanted. Oh, I just want normal Minecraft grass, please. So if I do this, because how many did I need? I immediately don't remember. Mesh. 5. I got 5. If I do this, and then I think it was a stick. Mesh. I did it! Cool. So this is going to be an easier way for us to get flint. Because I think yeah, you just craft it with gravel and you immediately get flint. So, cool. And now I have extra shears for some reason. But anyway, so I think that's all the quests we're gonna do. I know I have another one pinned, but I think we're running a little over on this episode, but that's okay. So, in between, I think what I want to do is just continue working on decoration a little bit for my castle. Excuse me. But not focus too much on that. I want to start getting into the next couple steps that we have. So we do have a couple more quests in our world exploration that we need to work on a little bit, especially when it comes to the enchanting table and all that sort of stuff. But I do also want to start looking into getting into the nether a little bit. That's going to be more of a pop in and check it out sort of thing, but I do think that'll be a good idea. So I can delete that. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Just not too much, but we'll do some things. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any tips, tricks, or anything like that, please put it down in the comments below. I'd always greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.